Hi, welcome to Bubba Rocks Media. This is the Rising Bands series, my favorite. And I am excited to have a German band with us today. And I basically found them when scrolling on TikTok. Very, very excited to have the singer with me, which is Nikola from Lunaris. Welcome in.
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You're so welcome. And look, I just want to, first of all, just kind of describe how I find you guys. I'm always scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, things like that, looking for bands to find. And as you know, the power of scrolling, you need to be able to do something to get people to stop. And for me, it was the song, your new single, actually, Save Me From Myself. The intro just got me, stopped me. And the video, which was really well done, really well filmed, and very visual, that stopped me in my tracks and made me go, oh, who's this? So obviously I listened, loved it, looked into it further and said, I must speak to these guys. I have to, because you guys are so good. But what I want to do, first of all, is just for new people to the band, we'll begin with just an origin story. I love the origins of how a band begins, how it all happened. How did the universe get you guys all together to create this amazing sound? So if you want to just start there and let us know how it all began.
Yeah. Like the band started actually under another name. In the past, like they were called Atlantis. And actually our current drummer and current guitarist, Lucas and Chris, like started a band in the past. And yeah, over the years, they got a singer and a second guitarist, but they part ways. Like it's always in life when you just have like different visions of something. Yeah. And Lucas just hit me up on Instagram, I think. Yeah. 1.5 years ago, like, just found me because he saw that I played in another band and liked kind of my voice and thought I could maybe be a good fit. So he just wrote me. We just talked a couple times, and then I listened to all the stuff and I really, really liked it. And so I decided to meet up with the guys and do a little practice with them, and then things were very clear that that's a match for us. So we started like us three, like Lucas, Chris, and me, to do like continuing the band. And then we thought, oh, I think we need like a total restart because new singer, new voice. I think we just need to go with a new name because it's actually a new band, and my influence in writing is also very big. So the sound will change as well. So we were like sitting hours, days and weeks finding a new name. Like, this is so hard. Like, because
it is one of the hardest of them all with every band I ever speak to.
And every good name is already taken.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So but we came up with, I think, a pretty cool name. Lunaris, which we really like. And that's how our journey starts. And we just start writing, start recording, and pushing out music, pushing out videos. And at the end of the year, we thought, like, we have a little missing part. We really want to have someone on the bass. And then we came across Louis, our bassist, who joined this year. At the beginning. And fun fact, I think I knew Louis for like 15 years or longer.
Wow.
Because we played like in some post-hardcore bands like in the past, and we knew each other from like playing around in the same venues and stuff. It was a little funny story that now he's joining us. And now we play together.
I just love hearing that kind of thing, you know, because it's almost like, you know, the universe has kind of made this happen. And it's always fascinating to me. I love that type of stories. And like, first of all, we're going to play a track now, just for everybody to hear. And it will be the new single, which is Save Me From Myself. Amazing tune. Here it is, guys. This is Save Me From Myself.
And I can take these demons and this voice in my head till we're fade.
What a cool song. And like I said, that's the one that I first discovered you guys with. It's the one that stopped the scroll. Now, I do love some heavy riffs, and, you know, I'm from the era of the 90s, 2000s. You know, that's the kind of vibe of music I like. And it always seems to grab me. I love hearing songs, especially with new bands, when they have that kind of sound coming through. And with this one here in particular, it was that drum hook at the beginning. I was like, what? Love it. And then your vocals. I love a vocal that has melody as well, you know, and you can change your vocal up and down as well. I think that's incredible to be able to do that. And then also the emotional depth of the lyrics as well. All of that comes together in the song, and then visually the video. So I just want to talk a bit more about all of this. And first of all, just the creation, the creative process behind the song. If you can start with that, and then we'll delve deeper.
Yeah. So creation process of our songs, like it's just basically us writing like demos on. I think every one of us has like a little studio setup at home, so we just kind of write very remotely, because we live like 1.5 hour away from each other. So we do very thing the most things remotely. So with exactly this song, Lucas came up with the whole instrumental, like, and we were like just kind of blown away because it really hits well. And so we just like the first thing we got to do is like go with the hook, and do some melodies. In this song especially, Lucas and I were like on Discord, and like just voice chatting and like mumbling some melodies and trying to find a good one. And yeah, I think at the first amount of tries, we find a good one, I think. really liked it. And then the hardest part was actually like to write the verses and the bridge. Took me so long and ages. And I just like, sometimes I lost myself a bit like too much into the producing process of every song. And I must step back from that and tell, okay, we have a producer, he will do it super good, and just focus on the basics. He will do the rest. Then I rewrote the verse, and then we really, every song we released until now, and we work with Reese May, such a lovely and wonderful and very good producer, also from the UK.
Oh, cool.
It's actually insane that he works with us, because he worked with so many great and big bands like Muse or Bring Me the Horizon and stuff like that.
Sweet.
I can remember. That's insane, because he's the assistant of Dan Lancaster, who actually produced like the latest album of Bring Me the Horizon. So
cool.
Like that's mind blowing. And so cool with him, because I just chatting with him on WhatsApp, like over everything we do in the song and how we want to produce it, and that's like the whole process we go into it. And the last thing I do on songs actually is like then writing the lyrics. Trying to like get some key lyrics for the song when I'm writing the melodies. So like I was like, I can take these demons and this voice in my head, and then I was like, na na na, da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, I think the first lyrics like really fits the melody, and then I'm trying like to get something else to fit the melody and the previous lyric. And then I get like through the whole process of the songwriting and lyric writing. and that's like.
Do you prefer like doing the lyrics or the producing behind it? I heard you mentioned there that you do like to do a bit of producing as well. Is it the lyrics or the producing or the music? Is there a part within that you like the most?
Yeah, I think the producing, like, because there's so many cool stuff you can do. Yeah. And we like pre-produce everything on our own, and then like final
Were you
thing.
self-taught with producing? Did you just start learning how to do all that yourself?
By myself, yes. Like doing it for years, and like learning from all and everything and everyone I work with. And like, yeah, it was a whole process, but always getting a bit better. So yeah.
And within the song Save Me From Myself, was there any major challenge in the writing of it? Or I know you mentioned there just about the lyrics and, you know, coming up with wee bits and bobs, but is there anything major that challenges within the song writing itself? Or is it just, it flows eventually, it just comes?
I think if the flow comes, it's very easy to write it, but until you get to the point, it's often very frustrating. Like I was like sitting days and weeks on some melodies, and I think one day I think, oh, that's cool, and then I listen to it another day and like, oh, that sounds really shit. So,
I know I live with songwriters, so I know that struggle, the frustration side of it, and then all of a sudden it just comes together and it's incredible. I love to hear that kind of thing. But that song, it's definitely a really cool song, and the video as well. And I know nowadays, especially as well in the modern music industry, we do need visuals as well, especially for, you know, the social media channels and things like that. And the video itself was really cool. And I just want to first of all ask, are you an actor as well?
No.
No, that surprises me because you are so good in that video. I thought you were a proper actor. You know, you just, you did so good. But the video itself was really visually, I had to watch the whole way through. It was so entertaining, so good to watch. So I just want to know as well, did you learn anything about yourself when you were filming? Anything new about yourself during the filming of it?
Hard question. I think you always learn something from yourself when you do like such creative things. I just tried to do my best in this role. Like, and it like happened just by lack of budget, because we don't have like budget for real actors. And we don't even know like people who are real actors. So we got to do it by ourselves. Like I'm just trying to push it like to the limit and do my best. Yeah, I'm very glad that you enjoyed it. Yeah.
No, it was really good. Were there any challenges within filming the video apart from budget? And also, you've mentioned budget there as well, because I'm always aware that there are, you know, new bands watching a lot of my things now, because I know I'm speaking with bands who are starting to rise. Is there any like tips within that for video making for them when they obviously would have a very low budget as well, to how to get it to the level that you had, just even with that one, because it was so incredible? Obviously, you should go into acting as well. But,
Thank you so much.
It's handy that they have someone who knows how to do that. But any other tips within, you know, creating a video to help these younger ones to maybe get out there and start having their videos go up a bit, you know, in quality?
Yeah, I think just think simply, because it like looks very professional. It looks high produced, but we just had like nothing crazy going on. Like it was just like some like bed I laid on, and my other two bandmates like were like the doctors. and we just like it was a bare minimum of like things we had to buy for it or something. And just be a little creative with little things, and like don't think too much about big setups. And you can do cool videos with just little things. I knew another band around us, like they do incredible videos with they just put a mirror in a room, in a small room, make it dark, and performing, and then there's like someone who is painted in black behind, and it's like looks super mysterious, and that's like so simple, but it looks so great. And that's one of my tips. Like, don't overthink it. Like, took one or two things that you think, we can focus on that, and then like, yeah, it's enough. You don't need like to do a big visual, like bands like Falling in Reverse do, or all the big bands like do have 100K budget and up. You don't need that. So like, take simple things, and try to make them look cool.
That's great advice. And actually, you know, that video does actually look like you had a bigger budget. It's just, I think you just did such a great job with it. So it's a brilliant lesson, you know, that you can still achieve a high budget looking video with minimal cost, you know, so that's really cool to be able to know and learn and as well.
Yeah, but to be honest, I have to say that Lucas, our drummer, is a professional video man. So for us, it's easier to speak that you can do like things that look professionally. But we just do like out of the bare minimum. We try to make the biggest things possible.
Yeah, and using what you have then. So if somebody has a talent in this or a talent in that, use that to the best that you can.
Definitely, yes.
All right, let's move on then to talking about your sound. I did mention, you know, I'm a fan of the 90s and the early 2000s. That was my era. And when I was listening to you guys, I was just trying to figure out where I was getting reminders of. And one of them was the Rasmus, as well as, you know, like a pop rock kind of metal vibe within it. And then also the deeper lyrics. I love connecting with a song emotionally as well, which your songs are really, really good at doing. And all three songs, they have similarities, but also their own uniqueness to each one, which I love as well. So just from your perspective, if you can describe to the audience listening, just basically what type of sound it is that you're going for with the band.
I think we have like at its basic some metalcore riffs, really rocky riffs, but also like really poppy vibes in it. A lot of samples, a lot of electronic elements, which I love. And that's kind of like a mix out of pop, rock, and metal. And I think the vocals are very poppy, and combined with that electric sample stuff and all the heavy riffs, I think it's a good mixture to listen to.
It really is. Yeah, I love hearing things that are all, you know, different bits of everything thrown into a song. I think it just works really, really well. And it's a lot of bands I love do that. And I'm just curious then as to who are you a fan of? You know, what bands have it helped to influence you and shape the sound that you're creating now?
Like I can speak for myself. I'm a really big fan of like bands like Icy Stars, Bring the Horizon, of course. But I also really like to listen to the upcoming bands like Never Tell, like such a great band. Beartooth, of course, like really good. Brings another whole like character to the metalcore scene, I think. I raised up with rock music because of my sister and my dad, and I always listened like to rock. I love Muse, I love all that stuff, but I also listen to pop. I listen to everything, I think, which I like, which has a good sound, an interesting sound.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I have a wide variety of like anything from Dolly Parton to Slayer. You know, it's a crazy combination for me. To me, it's all about a song itself and how it actually, you know, makes you feel. And to me, I just love a song that releases this like kind of dopamine type feeling, and your songs do that. And that's why I got so excited when I was listening to them. The other thing that I absolutely love in a band is the vocals. Like, they're very important to me. I'm a Him fan. I love the band Him, and the vocals themselves. Oh my gosh! And you're really, really, really good with your vocals. I love how your range, and I love how you can go from a bit of a a metal kind of growl into like a melodic, up into falsetto. You can do the whole thing, and I think that's so beautiful. And what I'd love to know as well for being a great singer is, again, with the new bands, somebody new starting out who's just realizing, oh, maybe I could sing. Have you tips or tricks for them to help them to learn confidence, control, and also to test where their range can go?
First of all, thank you very, very much. I wasn't like that good for a long time, but I'm also not that greatest singer. I'm also still learning and
Humble.
making my process. For everyone, don't give up. Like, there are people that when they start, they sing like great from the start, but there are many people who start and it's not sounding good. But you just need to continue and do it if you love it, and maybe take lessons if you can afford it. I mean, it's a budget thing also, I think. Yeah. Maybe go on YouTube, but yeah, you can also like throw up into a rabbit hole of like not so good advices. But like, keep doing what you like test, keep testing where you think your voice sounds the best. And that was something I did in my past. Don't compare yourself too much to your idols, because like, I love the voice of Devin from Icy Stars, but like, he sings so high. I can't sing that high, but I always try to force like to go that high, and that's not good. You have your range. Yeah. Everyone has their range. I mean, you can train it a bit, but yeah, you have your range, and try to do the coolest thing you can do. And also try to like experiment with your voice a little bit. Like, the first, and saving for myself, for example, like, it's the first time I do kind of some rap parts. I was not used to into this kind of style, like, but the producer said, what if we do like some like rappy vocals on there? And I was like, I'll try. And then it turned out really cool, I think. And that's something I think I will try in the future a little bit more, because that's something I just learned for myself, that I like from my voice, and why, and so everyone like needs to like experiment with the voice and like see where fits the voice and what can they do, and don't be frustrated. No one's a perfect singer from the beginning. Like, practice, and always try to go small steps. I know it's frustrating, and I know from many people, and including myself, many people hate to hear the voice the first times. Like, it's such a weird thing, but you will get used to it. And then if you start liking how your voice sounds, then the fun starts.
Yeah. And just keep going, keep practicing, because practice makes perfect.
Yeah. For sure. And keep having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the main thing in life. Yeah. What is it actually that got you into music in the first place? Is there like a defining moment, or did it just kind of organically just happen out of nowhere?
I think it was my dad, because he played a few instruments like the guitar, a bit of piano, and and then I always wanted to start like playing the guitar too. Then I started like to play the drums. Then I was like in a musical school here in Germany, where I also then learned like playing the piano and got into the whole music universe and started playing lots of instruments, like, and then I was like really into like, I want to have a band. um, yeah. And then I started like to make music and try to do my thing, and yeah, took a while now until I get like to the level now.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a normal process. Like I like record and produce music like for 15 years. So it's just, you have to just continue doing. And I wrote tons of bad songs. Tons. And I wrote few cool songs. So just remember that you will write a ton of bad songs.
But you'll learn along the way.
Yeah, you learn along the way, and that's very important to write tons of bad songs. So yeah.
Part of the process of learning. I mean, we always learn by our mistakes anyway in life, so it would be no different than anything else. And actually, just speaking about the songs, the next song that I want to play and chat about is Burn It Down. I love this one as well. Good, heavy song. Enjoyed it. So the first thing I want to ask actually about this one is, was there, because I believe this was one that has your rasping voice as well as the singing voice kind of combined within it. And I was just wondering, was there challenges in the recording process of this song, or was this one just, pretty much easy to get put together?
It was definitely easier than Save Me From Myself, because like I got along with that hook like in a couple of minutes, or and then again the verse took me sometimes. Pre-chorus was one of the hardest things because I really didn't know what to do in there. Because my like I'm not good at screaming at the moment. I'm learning it, but we were all like, yeah, screams would be cool, but I can't do them the way. So we were like trying to figure out doing something with the whisper style. So I think that was like the hardest part, like to figure out what sounds cool and not too cheesy in that part.
That one really worked. I love that one. And actually, we're just going to play it now for everybody to have a listen to. This is Burn It Down. And there we go. What a song. The heavy riffs, the mood of the song too, everything within it takes me to early 2000s, a bit of emo, a bit of metal. Just absolutely loved it. And can you just give me a bit more then on the inspiration behind this song then as well?
Yeah, inspiration was like the instrumental part was also written by Lukas, our drummer, actually. He's such a good songwriter.
great drummer too, actually.
Yeah.
Drummer, yeah.
And then I just tried to hop on that, and that was like the step into Lunaris getting a bit heavier, actually, and just trying to do the best thing out of it, and like just trying to do something we didn't have done until now, like with that heavier song. And like in Save Me From Myself, I just started with the first phrase of the song was, "So if I burn this down," because I thought it would fit the melody, and because it sounds cool. Like to burn down something, like very rebellious.
Yes, rebels. Yes.
Yeah. And then I try like to get more into the lyric, which is for me like always the most intense part of writing, because if I'm just writing melodies, I'm like joking around sometimes, and the lyrics I really take them seriously, and they take the longest for me, because I really overthink it. I think maybe sometimes too much. But yeah, and that was like the whole inspiration about it was like the first phrase, "Burn it down," and like to create something around it, and like to create a little story, a little picture, and what can I burn down? Like you can burn down a few things, and yeah, and why I should burn something down, and then I like stepped into like this, like what I say, like mental issues a bit, like thing, and I think many people can relate to that.
Absolutely.
Because I think everyone has like some phases in their life where they're just like emotionally a bit weak. But weak is a harsh word for that, because it's I think it's normal to have these phases. So yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And that's what I love about music as well. And I'm always curious when people are writing songs, do you have in mind the fan who's going to be listening at the time when you're writing, or is it more just about what's coming out of your own mind and what you need to get out? It's just, I find music is therapy. It always has been. And when you connect to a song and the lyrics, there's just something magical about it. And I say it all the time, you know, musicians are wizards. You really are. So it's just, I'm curious, you know, from your perspective, when you're writing, are you thinking about the end fan who's going to be listening and connecting, or is it just what happens to be how you're feeling at the time and the emotion and what you want to heal in your own self?
Honestly, we try making music for our own in the first place. Like we're not like into the audience. I think I just heard like also wise words from Rick Rubin, who says the audience comes last. And that's so true, because I can't do like really honest music if I always think about, oh, if I do that, how would they react? Would they like it? I think we need to like it. We need to love it. I need to hear the song and say, oh, I love this song so much. And if I love the song, then I'm sure there are people out there that are gonna love the song too. And there will be people they don't like the song, but yeah, that's taste. Everyone got different taste, and
exactly. And I find that fascinating. Every band I've ever interviewed over the years have said the same thing. It has always started with themselves and not with the audience in mind. So I find that really fascinating. And, you know, as a music fan, just being the person then that it reaches and it's a message and it connects to. And I think that is important, that it does have to come from you first solely, without any other intentions, because that's what makes it vulnerable and real. And then that's when somebody else will connect with it as well. So I just love that. And it seems to be a common factor. So new bands, don't write for your audience, write for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest lesson in all of this. And actually,
Totally.
just on that point there, I want to discuss more about the modern music industry, and with in mind new bands starting out. It can come across and it can actually look very overwhelming with everything that's needed, from social media to streaming to self-producing to doing everything basically yourself now. And with the level that you guys are getting to, you know, you're starting to make waves, you're starting to get seen. Is there advice that you can give to these kids to, first of all, give them hope, but also give them a reality check that there is hard work involved?
Yeah, totally. First of all, like, yeah, you need to keep doing and just need like output. And with that, I mean, like, not releasing one song a year. Like, have in mind to like at least release 4 songs a year, like at the minimum. Like, that's how it works today. It wasn't like that in the past, but that's like today. You really need like minimum 4 songs. And in the best case, you have some videos. You don't need like to have that professional videos at all for every song, but you need like just small videos where you're just like performing. Grab a good iPhone camera, make good light. It's not that hard to do that. It's very simple, and then just film your performance, and then you have to like post very often. And I know it's, for me, it's also like, I'm tired of it a bit, but I know we have to do it. And like, we need that output because no one's gonna waiting for us. Like, and if we release music, like no one's gonna wait, and don't overthink about releasing. Like, oh, this is my best song. Should I release him now? Because, when I'm bigger, then I release the song will get bigger. Yeah, okay, but you don't get bigger if you don't release any songs. So just release the songs and give output and show them what you're doing, how you sound, and then same with like social media. You need output. Instagram, I think it's more like quality content. And TikTok, like you can literally like post everything. Just post. I'm at the point where I just repeat posting the same thing, just with a different image, just to have output. Like, it's just like post your new song every day in the best case, like, because in TikTok, the least one who hears them are your followers itself. Like,
True.
You're always like getting into new listeners. So don't worry about like annoying your current followers, because your content will go out to new ones mostly. So post whatever you can. I know it's hard, and I know sometimes you don't are into it, but you need to continue. Yeah, and try to be a bit creative.
Never give up. Yeah,
never give up, and it will pay off. Like, I'm not at the position to say that it will pay off, but I know some other guys who are like bigger than us who told me the same, and like, don't give up, release songs, and it will definitely pay off one day. Good music will always stand out at some point.
Yeah, and literally don't give up.
Yeah. I know it's hard.
It can look very overwhelming to them. But even just, watching these interviews, I'm hoping that there's going to be hope for the ones starting out, because we need bands to keep coming. Don't give up, guys.
Yeah,
keep bringing the music. Speaking of the music industry itself as well, is there anything at the moment, if in a world where you could change the music industry, is there anything that you would change about it as a musician?
Yeah. That we must post every day some TikTok and some Instagram things, because it's hard to focus on making music, and having a good time, and like writing songs, and it's very much you have to do. Like, you have to be a musician, you have to be a marketing manager, you have to be a content creator, you have to visualize all your things. It's like you're not even a musician that days only, except you have a great big team and lots of budget. That's another. But all these bands who have that budget started like us, like doing everything on their own. They are barely like rock stars overnight anymore.
Takes 10 years to be an overnight success, they say.
Yeah.
Hard work and good songs, and it will happen.
Yeah, but it's really hard, and like, try that everyone in the band like do his best and do what they can best. So like, figure that out, and then try to that everyone gets his role and does what he does the best.
Amazing. And just speaking of that as well, is there any bands out there at the moment that you would absolutely love to collab with? Anybody standing out?
Yeah, I think, like I said, like, so Never Tell, like, a rising band that I would really like to collaborate. Like, okay, there are also other artists like much bigger, like Beartooth or something like Bring Me, or that would be like Insane or Bad Omens. Noah from Bad Omens, like
Bad Omens, yes.
totally insane. Yeah.
Have you ever been told like a really good piece of advice relating to being a musician that you think would be really helpful to new bands?
Just continue and don't listen to everyone, because there were in the past like people who were saying, "Oh, I don't like that song. Oh, yeah, but do it that way." The most times, just listen to your heart and your mind, what you're feeling, and what's good for you, and not good for anyone else. Like, keep continuing what you love, because then you do the best out of it. Don't listen too much to others.
Listen to your gut more than anything, because it's your art, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Great advice. I have a wee random question I like to ask sometimes, and it's just because it's interesting to me. If there was no such thing as music, which would be horrible, what would you do with your life? Is there anything else that you would be passionate about?
I think, sports.
Sports?
I used to play football a long time. Like, that would be like cool.
So is that like soccer football, you mean?
Yeah.
Cool. That's for my Americans who are listening. I know they'll go, wait, what? Cool. It's always cool to hear that kind of thing. But you know what? A world without music is not a world that I want to be a part of. No way.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're coming to the end here soon. We're going to be playing a track called Venom. We'll play that at the very end. That'll be our song for finishing. And I just want to quickly chat about that song. But first, my first question, I have to ask this. Is that a real snake in the video?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I have loads of questions.
That was my thought in the first place. Like, oh my God, when they got them.
But like, how did that even come about? And also, like, were there any challenges involved in it? Like, did the snake behave?
The snake was like super calm. Like, yeah, there was a challenge because I was a bit afraid, but I just had more like respect than that I'm afraid. But they were just like so calm, and they were so good treating animals. So they were just so calm. The one of the snakes just slept on my neck, and we have to wake it up.
Was it heavy? It looked heavy.
Yeah, it was heavy. Yeah, it was heavy. The big one was a bit heavy, and that one fell asleep on me like while I was performing, and we were like, "Hey, just wake up! You need to move a little bit to get the video cool."
It must just like the music, and it's just like, oh, this is nice. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah,
that's so cool. And what do you about the song Venom? What is it you like most about the song?
I think the energy itself, how it started, like very like into it, push very hard from the beginning, and then have such pop vibes, like kind of Rain City Drive style, which I also really like. Yeah, I think the whole song is a good pop rock metal song. Yeah,
and again, great video. You guys are so good at them.
Thank you so much.
So moving on then, just when you're performing live shows, is there anything that you have learned from your audiences that would, suggest a surprise maybe to a reaction to a song? Maybe they react differently to a song and you weren't expecting that type of reaction or popularity within a song. Has that ever happened?
Funny question, because we just had like 2 shows last year under the old name. like with Lunaris, and Save Me From Myself was never like played live before, but we will do it in autumn. We have a little show in our hometown, and then I can like come up to the question again.
That'll be interesting to hear then as well, just to see what they react and what they'd say about it. That'd be so cool. And then just speaking on that, so you have a show coming up, and have you anything else? What's next? You know, anything else? More songs, more shows, things like that? What's coming up next?
Yeah, it's coming up next is more songs. Like we will definitely release a new song. I hope it will be end of July, which is now 4 weeks ago. We need to shoot another video. But we're like really, that's just crazy how fast Lucas works, because like we shooted the video for Save Me From Myself on one day, and it was like Sunday before like the release Friday. Like it was 5 days before the release. We shooted the video, and he was like cutting it until Monday, like 12th. Like
that's dedication.
That's completely insane. And we always have like a little pressure with videos, and we always say like, yeah, next time we have more time for it, and it's always the same. But it works out, and I think a bit of pressure is good. Like another advice, set deadlines. Like say I want to release that song on day X, and then just go to, I don't know, there are many like things like Record TuneCore or something like DistroKid, or where you can upload your music. Set a date, and then you have to release it, like, and that's good, because releasing is a good thing, and kind of get you excited and kind of get you like, oh, I have to do this, and then you gotta do it. And if you don't like set a date for it, you will not release it anyway. So that's very important. And I hope that our new song Sinners will come out very soon. And then we have another one in the production, which will come like hopefully in September or October. And and in that time we like writing more songs and getting more songs finished.
I'm excited for the new songs now. Yay. All right. Well, look, thank you so much for being here today and chatting with me. Lots and lots of interesting advice there too for you guys. So thank you so much, Nikola, for being here. And we're going to end with playing out the song Venom. If you have anything else you need to add before we go?
Thank you so much for inviting us. Like, I never done like an interview like in English. I hope I was doing okay. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Love what you do. Love what you do for the scene. This is so important. I think there are not like that many people out there who interviews like such small bands, and that's so cool. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say that. And, there's so much talent out there, and I just want to get it seen and, do the best that I can.
That's
but anyway,
so cool.
We will end it now with your next song here, which is Venom. Here it is, guys. This is Venom.
Free falling through the sky.